The NBA officially released their starters for the NBA All-Star game for both conferences today. So the one starter that has gotten a lot of attention is Jalen Brunson in the East. The reason why he's gotten all this attention is because he wasn't originally voted in by the fans. He did not get the most votes for the guard position, or even the top two most votes for the guard position in the East. And that's controversial right now because a lot of fans feel that they were disrespected, that the media and the players did not honor their wishes about making Lamelo Ball a starter. Some of these phrases on social media have cracked me up. This one phrase I've read here: Lamelo got the streets, Brunson got corporate America. It's sick. That is pretty funny, I have to admit. Now, there's another phrase that people keep on saying on social media. I don't even know if this is true or if this is hearsay, but it goes like this for LaMelo: first in fan voting, third in player voting, seventh in media voting. And them basically saying it's the media who screwed over LaMelo because he was third in player voting. So you got to ask yourself, who was number two in player voting just in that regard? Was Brunson at number two in player voting when it came to the guards position? I wonder. I wish they could release that. Now, if it's true that he was seventh in media voting, that's definitely probably what took him out of being a starter. So I get their anger at the media since this is like a fans game and this is what they wanted in that regard. But when I just look at this on merit, I know merit is a funny word to use, say, but just when you look at it on merit, you look at stats, I have no problems with Jalen Brunson being a starter over LaMelo. He may not be he's not as flashy as LaMelo. I think that's what really irks a lot of the fans because they like flash. But Jalen Brunson, I would say right now, is a better basketball player than LaMelo. He's proven that the last few years with his track record with the Knicks, the success he's had with them, making them into a legit playoff team, a team that is consistently in the top four in the East. I feel like the last 2 years since he's been with them. So I think this is his third season with the Knicks, and Knicks right now are top three again in the East. So just when you put on winning, you gotta respect Jalen, what he's doing. And then when you look at his stats compared to LaMelo, I feel like overall his stats are better. LaMelo is averaging 29 points per game, while Jalen Brunson's averaging 26. So he's averaging 3 more than Jalen Brunson. But when you look at the other numbers, like field goal percentage, Jalen Brunson is just a much more efficient player. Jalen's shooting 48.6% from the field. LaMelo is shooting a putrid percentage of 41.9. That's a terrible percentage. I feel for a guard, you have to at least be shooting 45 or above to be efficient in my mind overall from the field. And then you look at the three-point shooting. Jalen Brunson is shooting 39 from the field from three, which is great. And LaMelo is shooting 33.5, which is piss poor again. For a guard, you should be shooting above 35 from the field from three. And so that's showing, again, that LaMelo is a very inefficient player. And now let's just even compare just the playmaking. When you look at assists, he's averaging 7.5 assists per game. Jalen Brunson's averaging 7.3. So they're about the same when it comes to assists. But to me, the kicker is Jalen Brunson is averaging 2.4 turnovers, while LaMelo is averaging 3.8. That's nearly 4 turnovers a game, while Jalen's averaging nearly half of that. So that's pretty embarrassing. That's way too many turnovers per game. So that shows you that he is playing reckless out there. And I'm looking at the other stats. When it comes to just steals, they're about the same. There's only a slight difference. Jalen's averaging 0.9 steals a game, and LaMelo's averaging 1.3. And when you look at just even everything else, yeah, it's pretty much the same. But Jalen Brunson just edges out LaMelo in my eyes. He does with just the efficiency and just with the better decision making. You can see that with the fact he's getting actually less turnovers than LaMelo, despite averaging nearly the same amount of assists. So he's making better decisions on the court. And then you got to factor in winning. And Jalen is doing a lot better in that category than LaMelo. LaMelo is on one of the worst teams in the league. not just the East. Part of that, I would say, is not fully his fault since he did miss some games, but he's played in a lot of games this year. He's played in 29 games. I'm trying to see how many games the Hornets have had this season. I'm just going to look that up right now. Okay, just looking it up. The Hornets have played 40 games, so LaMelo's played in 29 out of the 40. So he's played in pretty much close to 75% of the games, and they have a real piss poor record. They shouldn't be this bad, but that's just unacceptable. So it just shows, like I've said before in one of my other videos, that LaMelo has the tools to be a great player, but it's really up to him to reach his potential in the sense of being a more efficient player, which is going to lead to his team getting more wins. That he has to earn this, that it cannot be given to him. If he wants to just be a guy who pads his numbers, he can do that and he can collect his checks. But if he wants to be respected, he has to get better and improve, and he has to be able to find ways to win more games with the Hornets. And that's the only way he's going to get respect. And that's really what he should work on, and not just lament being snubbed and dwell on that. He should just focus on just being a better player. I hope he takes this in stride and actually tries to become better, because I've seen him play in person. He's an exciting player to watch. He has all the tools to be great, but it's really up to him. Now, I definitely don't feel that he was snubbed and Jalen deserved to be a starter just based on his statistics and just the fact that he's winning. To me, he just wins this argument easily over LaMelo. So that's all I have to say about this.